I was 12 years old when I started to become quite intentional with the way that I ate and what I put in my body as it pertains to the results that I got physically. So I was waiting for the bus in year seven, probably my first month at high school, 12 years old. I was talking to, trying to chat up my childhood sweetheart at the bus stop. Trying my best. At this point, I was quite a shy individual. Like I was outgoing and friendly, but I was still I lacked a lot of confidence and belief in myself. I had a lot of insecurities. At 12, I was probably 20 or 30 kilos overweight for what a 12-year-old should be. My parents split when I was 10, put on all this weight, started to have a lot of negative belief and self-talk, insecurity, and just challenges with life. So I put on a lot of weight, got really fat. I was waiting at the bus stop, and an older boy came up while I was chatting to this girl and asked me, looked me dead in the eye, and asked, "Are you a boy or a girl?" I had little man boobies, long blonde curly hair, little surfy, chubby cheeks. I was either a really ugly girl or a very pretty boy. I don't know. But that moment was literally the moment that changed my life forever. That was the moment that I felt a pain. Gives me goosebumps talking about it. There was so I can't compare it to how I felt then. I remember it vividly. Like my identity and who I was as a person, as a man. I idolized Arnold Schwarzenegger and all the big, jacked up men, Sylvester Stallone, all those guys. So for me to be questioned about my masculinity hurt me so much. It was either that or the fact that I didn't like getting embarrassed and mugged off in front of chicks. So either way, it served its purpose. That redirected me. So obviously, it was the physical attributes that were perceived to other people to be different to who I thought I was. But even at the age of 12, I knew that I could change that. I knew that I had the capacity to learn, to develop, to change, to adapt, to put the inputs in for a different result, for a different outcome. Like I didn't know at that time it was going to be the most evolutionary change in my mindset because it's all the attributes and characteristic traits you build from committing to looking after yourself, going to the gym, eating nutritious food, being conscious of your sleep and your health and your energy, being intentional about these things consistently enough for a long period of time changes you as a person. It changes how you perceive the world, how you move through time, where your vision lays, what you see for yourself. You elevate your standards. You become a better version of yourself by committing to your health first. So at 12, when I felt that pain, I didn't know how to change. I didn't know anything about that. I starved myself. I went on the Sayo diet. My sisters laugh about it all the time. I dropped 20 kilos in a couple of years. But for like 2 years, all I ate was Sayos and drank coffee with 6 or 7 spoons of sugar in it. But I committed to the gym then as well. So while I didn't know a lick about nutrition, That started at about 15 when I got into bodybuilding magazines, the early days of YouTube, books. I would go to the library and universities and buy books on strength training, Arnold's Encyclopedia. I would read them cover to cover, and I'd never read a book through school in my absolute life. I'd never finished one. I always lied about finishing them. I couldn't read up until the age of 7 or 8. School information didn't go in, but training and nutrition, that felt like a part of me. Learning it felt like my obligation. I would walk an hour to a local PCYC gym, train for 2 hours and walk home, eat sayos, drink coffee. And then as I developed and I learned and I moved through training, learning from people, researching, trialing, implementing, doing everything that you do when you're pursuing something of value and change, you get better, you learn more, you trial, you fail, you adapt, you get feedback. But ultimately, at the end of the day, health is not as complicated as it's made out to be. There's a few daily inputs, nutritional requirements, movement fundamentals. That if you can do these consistently over a long period of time, it compounds quite heavily. People always ask me, and I ask others that are older than me, what's your secret to staying in shape? Every single one of them, myself included, will all say consistency. It's about doing what you know you need to do on a daily basis with no excuses, no exceptions for a long period of time. And if during that time, objectively, subjectively, tangibly, you're not making progress, you're not advancing towards your goals, you're hitting plateaus, you're yo-yoing up and down in weight, you can't find a sustainable middle ground, you're getting injured consistently, you've got recurring injuries, your joints are getting more sore as you train, you're losing flexibility, you're losing physical capacities, like not being able to run, throw a ball, balance. All that effort and intention that you're putting in, or lack thereof, is null and void. Health, movement, physical abilities, it should be progressive in nature. And there are ways to do this. There's a lot of dogmatic approaches where people say this is the only way, prescriptionize absolutely everything. But health and movement, they are arts. They're flow. They're ever changing. And you need to be able to adapt, listen, and be aware of what is required of your body, your mind, your health. To be malleable with it. There's no right or wrong. There's only what is most appropriate for you. Beautiful sunrise this morning. Thoughts for the day. Have an amazing day.